5 types of husbands women feel trapped with. Picture this: you are sipping a warm cup of tea, gazing out of your window as the sun sets, casting a golden hue across your neighborhood. You've lived a life full of stories and cherished moments. Yet, sometimes, you sit back and reflect on the relationships that have woven the fabric of your life, especially the one with your spouse. For some women, this reflection brings a sense of unease, a trap they feel ensnared in because of the type of husband they find themselves with. Today, I want to talk to you about 5 types of husbands that women often feel trapped with, an issue that may resonate with you or someone close to you. It's a topic of significance because relationships shape our emotional health, our joy, and our peace of mind. When we talk about feeling trapped, we must first break down the misconceptions that often cloud our understanding. Many assume that feeling trapped is synonymous with physical constraints, but more often, it's the emotional and psychological chains that bind us. Think of a bird in a cage. The bird can sing and appear content, but it's still confined. Just like that bird, some women find themselves in marriages where psychological strains overshadow their freedom. These husbands might not be bad people. They might not even realize the impact of their behavior. But the reality is, certain traits or habits create invisible walls. For instance, there's the controlling husband who, with every decision made for his wife, tightens the bars of her cage. Or the indifferent husband who, with every shrug and neglect, builds a silent prison. These aren't evil caricatures. They are real, nuanced individuals whose actions, intentional or not, lead to their wives feeling stuck. I want you to take a moment and reflect on your own life, or perhaps the life of a dear friend. It's important to pose some challenging yet transformative questions. Have you ever felt more like an accessory than an equal partner in your marriage? Do you find yourself tiptoeing around to avoid conflict, dosing your own passions to keep peace? These aren't just rhetorical questions, but an invitation for introspection. Recognizing these patterns is the first step toward change. I challenge you to take small yet impactful measures to reclaim your emotional space. Speak up for yourself, no matter how minor the issue seems. There's a stark difference between living a half-life in silent discontent and daring to act for emotional liberation. By acknowledging these issues head-on, you're not only advocating for yourself, but setting an example for others who might be struggling silently. Let's dive deeper through a metaphor to clarify this further. Imagine your relationship as a garden. In some gardens, the roses bloom freely, the bees buzz, and the air is rich with life. But in others, the soil is dense with weeds, choking the beauty beneath. The types of husbands we're discussing are like those weeds. Each of them represents different weeds: the manipulator, the overly needy, the conflict avoider, and the hypercritic. Just as a garden requires nurturing, sometimes weeding for the roses to thrive, so does a relationship need care, attention, and sometimes hard decisions to flourish. When you identify the weeds, only then can you start the process of transforming your garden from overgrown chaos to a serene, blooming heaven. Overcoming these issues is akin to climbing a steep mountain. It's daunting but achievable. Real change happens not in grand gestures but in consistent, small steps. Consider the story of Margaret, a woman who felt caged by her husband's continuous indifference. She started by asserting herself in the simplest of matters: choosing the movie they'd watch, deciding what they'd have for dinner. Small triumphs led to a larger shift in their dynamic. For years, she believed significant change was beyond her reach, but persistence paid off. It illustrates that consistent effort to alter the smallest patterns leads to profound long-term results. So, remember, each tiny step you take is a step closer to reclaiming your garden. And now, As we come to the end of our discussion, let's tie everything together with a call to action. Reflect on the values we've discussed and identify which of these patterns resonate with your personal experiences. It's time to stir the waters of complacency and start anew. Whether it's through open communication, seeking counseling, or simply finding your voice, take action today. Visualize your emotional garden and make the commitment to start weeding it, no matter how deep rooted those weeds appear. Remember how much power and influence you have over your own life. Share your thoughts, stories, and experiences. Comment below, connect with each other, and let's build a community where we can support and uplift one another. Subscribe to our channel for more meaningful discussions, and together, let's inspire the change we wish to see in our lives and the lives of those around us. Every journey to a better, happier life begins with a single, courageous step. Let's take that step together.